Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we're talking all things pop culture. Today, it's time for another AEW Dynamite report for the night of February 19th, 2019. Now, just looking at the matchups on paper, this looks pay-per-view worthy. We have a huge tag team battle royal. We have the tag team champs of Kenny Omega and Hangman Page going up against the Lucha Brothers, and AEW's first ever steel cage match between Wardlow and Cody Rhodes. Now, how did this show stack up? Let's get on to the report for what I'm calling Steel Cage Challenge. I consider my time to be valuable, and AEW treats their TV time valuable as well. The night kicks off with a massive tag team battle royal. As the show starts, every tag team that is in this bout is already at ringside, and in an instant, we have a tsunami of wrestlers entering the ring all at once, and the fight is on. I appreciate AEW not doing ring entrances for every tag team in this match, as we get right to the action, while all the combatants begin pummeling each other, all in hopes of earning a tag team title shot at Revolution on February 29th. Now, while the majority of the teams are in an all-out brawl, there are two teams that decide to scout the competition. Alex Reynolds and John Silver wait on orders from the Dark Order's Evil Uno on when to attack. And Proud and Powerful play the role of smart and sneaky as they hang out outside the ring with another member of the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara, as they watch some of their competition get eliminated. With bodies hitting the floor and competition beginning to dwindle, the masked men of the Dark Order enter the competition. The Dark Order spokesman grabs a microphone. This distraction allows Reynolds and Silver to sneak up behind both members of SCU, eliminating them. But it's only seconds later that the Dark Order team has their lights turned out by the Young Bucks, who super kick them over the top rope, sending them flying into another zip code. Proud and Powerful seizes their opportunity to enter the dance. Now they end up being party poopers when they eliminate Private Party member Isaiah Cassidy. We get a battling of the two biggest bulls in the match, Luchasaurus and the Butcher. And even after the elimination of Sexy Chucky T, there's still hope for the best friends, as Orange Cassidy puts the weight of the team on his shoulders and makes the save of Trent be eliminated by the Blade. But unfortunately for Cassidy, his interference in the match isn't taken to heart by the Bunny, who lands a kick between the legs and freshly squeezes Cassidy's grapefruits. The ring continues to thin out with three wrestlers left. There's Santana and Ortiz of Proud and Powerful, and Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. After some close calls and even fighting off interference of Sammy Guevara, Matt is able to fight them both off, first eliminating Ortiz and then Santana. It will now be the Young Bucks going for the gold at Revolution against the winner of tonight's title match between the champs Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Lucha Brothers. The next match of the night pits Kris Stratlander versus Shanna. Now, both of these ladies have their eyes on the new champion, Nyla Rose's gold. While these two ladies battle it out, AEW's resident dentist comes out for commentary to scout her competition as well. While the 1-3 Shanna hasn't had much success in the win-loss category, she has put on some good matches, and that continues once again in her bout with Statlander. While Shanna does put up a good fight, the power of Statlander is too much for her to handle on this night, as Statlander drives her head into the mat with the Big Bang Theory and gets the 3 count. Now it's time for our only interview of the night, as Tony Schiavone welcomes the new women's champ Nyla Rose out to the ramp. Rose goes on to say that she will be a one-time champion because she won't need a rematch for her title because she's not going to lose it. Rose goes on cutting an angry promo by saying, "Do you know what happens when I get hungry? I break bitch and I broke Rio." Rose goes on to say that not one woman can touch her power, but two ladies from the back take exception to this. Kris Stratlander and Big Swole both come out and let the Native Beast know they are up for the challenge. Now, last week we were introduced to La Champion's newest assassin, Jeff Cobb, and on this night, Cobb goes toe-to-toe, punch-to-punch, slam-to-slam with Jericho's #1 contender, Jon Moxley. With the Inner Circle cheering on Cobb from the stands, Cobb puts on an onslaught of offense against the one-eyed bandit, Moxley. I was a big fan of Dr. Death Steve Williams growing up, and Cobb's move style reminds me of the Oklahoma Sooner. After move, both inside the ring and out, it appears that Moxley is in serious jeopardy to losing to the debuting Cobb. But Moxley continues to show his resilience as he counters a superplex from Cobb and cradles him in a small package for the victory. Again, Moxley might have won the battle, but not the war, as Jericho, Jake Hager, and Guevara proceed to lay a beating down on Moxley. Dustin Rhodes comes out to try and make the save, but the odds are too much. The music hits, the crowd erupts, and Darby Allin skates his way down to ringside, ready to return to action, help evening the odds. They announce that next week there will be a weigh-in between Le Champion, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley. But how about a 6-man tag with Jericho, Cobb, and Guevara versus Moxley, Darby, and Dustin Rhodes next week? Come on, I'd love to see that. The semi-main event is the Lucha Brothers challenging the team of Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega for the tag team titles. Now, as soon as I saw the Young Bucks win the Battle Royal, I automatically assumed that it was pretty much a shoo-in that Omega and Page would win this so they could have their match at Revolution. But when the Lucha Brothers are involved, nothing is for sure. While all 5 matches of this night were all very good, the tag team champs continued to shine, once again putting on the best overall match of the night. There's not many words I could say to give the skill level of these 4 athletes justice. You just have to watch this match. Last week I said Omega keeps putting himself in the line of fire, and one mistake tonight saw Omega getting walloped by the Hangman inadvertently. With the constant back and forth between these two teams, I began to doubt my prediction, as it appeared the Lucha Brothers could walk away with the gold on this night. But the champs got their act together, finishing off Rey Fenix with the V-Trigger and Buckshot combination, returning their titles, and they will face their fellow Elite members, the Young Bucks, at Revolution. The main event is AEW's first ever steel cage match, and it pits MJF's muscle, Wardlow, against Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes must defeat Wardlow in the cage in order to get his match with MJF on February 29th at Revolution. The cage is lowered and the rules are laid out. The only way to win a steel cage match in AEW is by pin or submission. There is no escaping this cage. The pace of the match was pretty much what I expected. Cody trying to fight for his life against the monster. Wardlow showed off just how powerful he is, handling Cody Rhodes like a rag doll at times. And it wasn't too long into the match that Wardlow had Cody Rhodes busted wide open. One spot in the match I held with bated breath, as it appeared that Cody Rhodes' mentor, Arn Anderson, was going to make that anticipated heel turn. As Cody kneeled on the metal stairs, it looked like Double A was going to go all Kurt Hennig and slam the gate into Cody's skull, but Double A perfectly played MJF and sent the gate into the pretty boy's face, sending him flying. After a barrage of offense, Cody finally gets the upper hand, but MJF isn't going to let his bodyguard down without giving it the old MJF try, as he sneaks his precious diamond ring into Wardlow's hands. But before Wardlow can use the weapon, Cody does his best NFL punter imitation with a kick to the family jewels of Wardlow. MJF makes one last attempt to help Wardlow and begins to scale the cage, but is met with a chair to the back by Cody's wife Brandi, and then is tossed into the 3rd row by the Enforcer. With the diamond ring in hand, Cody lays a wallop on Wardlow, but only gets a 2 count. In one crazy and desperate move to put Wardlow away, Cody quickly climbs to the top of the cage, and without giving a second thought, moonsaults off the top, nailing Wardlow and getting the 3 count. Now, I have to say, I absolutely love this week's AEW Dynamite once again. My final grade for this show, again, is an A. There's nothing for me to complain about. Every match was solid, if not great. There's no dead air time, and we're starting to get some interesting storylines developing as well. All right, guys, what did you think of this week's AEW Dynamite? Leave me a comment below, and guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.